Hello and welcome to another live stream. I've got a bit of a change to program because Glenn's kind of flaked out on me. He's feeling poorly, so we've got a last-minute hero joining me today, and we've got Brian from Last Movie Standing. Welcome, Brian.
What's going on, Phil?
I'm good.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm surprised. I reached out to you, and I knew you'd been working away overseas, and I thought, oh no, Brian's not going to be up for it. He's working away. He's going to be tired out. He's going to be relaxing, and but no, he's stepping up to the plate, and here you are.
Yeah, no, I just got back like late last night, about 8 o'clock from Portugal, so I got plenty of sleep, so I'm good.
Good, good. I was worried about the jet lag. I thought that might affect you.
Uh, no, not too much. I'm just as long as I don't work on my work stuff, I'm good. Talking
Good.
movies is easy.
Yeah, yeah. We've got a couple of people in the room with us at the moment, so I'm just going to give a shout out to them. We've got Anthony Lipiello with us. Good evening, Anthony. Hope you're well. Said he was just watching another horror movie, the third in over the weekend. And
Nice.
are you doing this? Do you do the 31 days of horror, trying to get the horror films in through October, or no?
No, I was doing 31 days for my channel, and then they just started like really not doing well, so I just stopped with the. It was more discussing horror, but I still watch horror. But I watch horror all year round. It's not just like specific to Halloween, but I try to get a few in, especially like the week of Halloween. I'll get some of the staples in, Hocus
Yeah,
Pocus, Trick or Treat. You know.
absolutely, absolutely. We've also got Jeremy Carr here with us as well. Jeremy's usually with us, so hi, Jeremy, and hi, everyone else. We've got Jalapeno Jay with us as well. Good evening, Jay. Hope you're all well. And some meows a lot as well. Hello, everyone. Cheating on Glenn, are we? Just kidding. And we've got AJ Pink. Hello, guys. Hello. Hope
Which
you are well as well. So I had we can go off subject. I've got something set up ready to go, but I know you weren't particularly expecting it. And yeah, so
yeah, yeah, whatever you want to talk about, man, I'm totally down.
let's talk movies. We've got Ken with us as well. Ken Rowe. Hi fellas, great last video, Phil. Christmas come early for you. Absolutely. We've got some more parcels to open up here as well. So I've been going a bit mad. John Robinson with us as well. Okay, hi Phil and Brian. Um, and Slipknot fan. Hello, Slipknot fan. Hope you're doing well. Jay's just mentioned unless he's watches Trancers or Howard the Duck, Glenn has no excuses. Are you a fan of Howard the Duck, Brian?
To be honest, it's probably been 20, 30 years since I've seen Howard the Duck.
And you have no
I
desire to
don't
go.
even I don't even remember the movie. I've seen it. It's just I was I was a wee when I saw it. I was little.
It's it's one of the most requested titles for a watch along, but I'm not sure I'm quite ready for that yet.
Doesn't he like have sex with somebody in the opening or something? Or
Um,
I don't
not that
remember.
I remember. Not that I remember, but I think there is a scene when he gets whipped through the various universes, and there is a naked duck in a bath at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange film. A strange film. So the subject that I'd kind of set up will jump into it because it's something that's been on my mind. Obviously, I've got the thumbnail set up. Too old for collecting. I was I wonder sometimes if purely just from looking around and things like that, I think because when I've been clearing out, I've had sort of a sense of mortality. And when I've been looking
Mhm.
through my collection and how much I've got and just counting up the sheer number of movies that I've got, I kind of sit at my age and then think, is there a sort of time when we'll just stop collecting because we're not going to fit it in what's left of our lives? Are we going to fit it in? Should we carry on collecting, or do we just stop? Do we lose interest? Is that something
Well,
you've thought?
one, I've never thought about it, and like in that way, but I have been thinking about more curating instead of stopping, just curating.
Yeah,
Like going back to movies that I've had, that I bought in the early 2000s and stuff, and that I liked back then, because not everything ages the same.
yeah,
There are some movies that I loved back then, but I'll rewatch now, and I'm like, I will probably never rewatch this. I just look at movies differently. Does that mean I want to get rid of the movie? I think it depends on the movie. But I'm definitely getting more into curating. Like if I buy a movie I've never seen blind buy, if I know I'm not gonna watch it again, I will just not keep it on the shelf.
Yeah, yeah. I've been trying to do that. I've kind of been going backwards and forwards with what I'm purchasing and why I'm purchasing it, and what extra things there are on a disc. And I decided I don't want to quit collecting. Collecting's always going to be with me, I think, but I certainly need to consider that once I've watched a movie, if it's not one I consider that I would watch again, or that there's any benefit to keeping hold of, whether that just goes straight back out of the door. Um, because I'm big onto extra features. They do get rewatched sometimes in my house because I like the behind the scenes stuff. So
Oh yeah,
if the movie's not very good, I sometimes keep hold of it just for the behind the scenes because I sometimes find that quite interesting. Um,
yeah. There's some Michael Bay movie that I watched that I've seen. Like I've seen Transformers, all five of them, like so many. At least the first three or four, so many times. Sometimes I just want to watch the behind the scenes.
yeah,
They're more interesting. To me, it's like because their behind the scenes are like 3 hours long sometimes, and it's like just put that on in the background, and it's like
yeah,
you're already watching. It's like watching the movie from a different perspective. You don't have to watch the movie and then watch behind the scenes if you've seen the movie like 20 times. Just watch the behind the scenes, and then you just start putting the whole movie together
mm,
with that. I will
absolutely.
say I'm not a fan of 10-minute behind the scenes.
Not a fan of.
Like short 10-minute behind the scenes.
Oh no, they're mainly fluff pieces, aren't they? With oh look, this was great, this person was great, the director was fantastic. You don't get any real meat to any problems that went on behind the
Yeah,
scenes, and there are always
yeah,
issues behind the scenes.
always. Yeah. Every film set has its problems, and I want to know about those
Yeah, um, yeah. So it's that sense of mortality that makes me think: do I need to limit my collection down even more? I curate it, but do I need it even lower? Because I'm kicking sort of mid 40s now, so it's like, how much longer have I got left? can can I go
problems.
through?
How much longer will physical media be around?
Well, that's as well, yeah, yeah. But I suppose it is quite niche, but some of the physical medias are coming back as well because I don't know if you've seen them very much as well. The new releases of new movies on VHS.
Yeah, we just got announced. I think so many people have been hitting me up because I made a video about this like months ago when it first announced. Remember, Alien Romulus had a VHS.
Yes.
Um, like teaser promo that they would send out, and I made a video about it. Well, now Alien Romulus is releasing a VHS copy of the
Yep.
movie, a Fox Hollywood blockbuster, not a little indie movie, not like Terrifier, but like a Hollywood box office from Disney,
Yeah.
essentially
I
releasing
it does make me wonder if
VHS.
people are actually watching these on VHS or if it's just a collector's item. Would you watch them on VHS? I don't think I would, but
Absolutely, I watch every VHS that I own. There are a few I buy unopened, but that's for different reasons. But I do try to find if it's a new one, yes, I will watch it. Like I feel like
uh,
Terrifier 2, I only own it on VHS. I don't own the 4K yet. I bought Abigail. Abigail is not available on 4K yet. I know it's coming, which is why I haven't bought the Blu-ray yet. Because I think it's rumored second sight. I'm just gonna wait for that. But I bought the VHS of Abigail, and I've watched it twice.
yeah,
Mhm.
crikey. I've not got the video players or the old CRT TVs in here, so I don't think it's something that I'd delve into. But I do have a few VHS that will be on display soon as well. I
Yeah,
can't see
no,
myself watching them again.
I think they're fun. They give a different feeling to them. I don't have a CRT TV yet. I do want to get one, but just watching them on the CTV. I have a VCR player I got from Goodwill.
Yeah.
You know,
Do
I
they
wanted to.
the new release VHS? Do they have the film trailers on as well, or is it just straight into the movie?
Terrifier just has a teaser for like a teaser for Terrifier 3 on it.
Yeah. Oh,
That's the only like new one I have. I have House of the Devil on VHS, which came
Nice.
out a few years ago. I
They've
don't.
I think Second Sight have recently announced that they're doing a new edition of House of the Devil. I think.
Oh, are they? I know Umbrella did one.
Oh, Umbrella as
And
well.
I didn't know. Well, Umbrella redid the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about Second Sight yet.
They only recently, I think it was a day or two ago. So if you were working away, you've probably not stumbled upon it
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, I missed all. Yeah, I haven't been on anything on it, really any Instagram to see like President of Physical Media or Dawn of the Death or any of that push out new stuff yet.
Yeah. That's yeah. There's one that I'm keeping an eye on anyway. I'm interested to see the extras because I really like Ty West as a director. I think he's great. But you've got a question here in the comments as well. I'm going to bring it up on screen for you, Brian.
Okay.
Jay is asking, what do you think of Helen Hunt?
I saw that question earlier and I was like about to reach. Do I have it right
There we go.
here?
Reach around.
Yeah, the reach around. If you've seen this movie, you know how I feel about Helen. I dig Helen Hunt. I don't have too many movies with Helen Hunt. I have the Twisters box set coming in this week. I think I bought I think it's the UK, the big box set.
Right.
That was like the limited edition. I just waited for that, so that should be coming in this week because I haven't seen Twisters on 4K. Panic Room I own. This I own. I dig her. I don't really have too many movies of her though. I can really only no. Why did I say Panic Room? That's Jodie Foster. I'm being retarded.
I think what the
Um,
guys would be interested in as well. Have you seen Trancers?
which, no,
No, that's one that gets recommended a lot. That's got Helen Hunt in. I'm being badgered to watch it myself, but
I don't think I've ever heard of Trancers. When I think of Trancers, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of that Danny Boyle movie, Trance,
right.
for some reason. Which I
Let's see
did
if
not like that movie very much.
let's see if I can bring Trancers up on here for you. I'm sure some of the guys in the chat will tell you a little bit more about Trancers. Let's bring it up on screen for you. Just 1 second. There we go, Brian. Trancers from 1984.
Is this? Oh, I've never even seen that poster before.
There we go. Helen Hunt is Lena.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. Is it like horror? Is it like sci-fi? Or is it like very Cronenbergian or
I
something?
believe it's sci-fi. I've not watched it myself. It was one I had in the collection, but I ended up getting rid of because it was one that I never got around to watching, and I thought I don't fancy watching it anymore. But yeah, I've been told I need to. I need to.
Yeah, no, I'll check out the trailer. I've never heard of that movie before.
Yeah. 80s made. Curating is good, but I add twice as much. I think.
Yeah, when I curate, it's more upgrading to save space, and curating is different. I've been actually finding myself buying more VHSs a lot, which doesn't help the space value in anything. But there's a lot of DVDs I own from the early. Like I just got Extreme Ops for like
Yeah.
$1.99. It was like a movie from I think 1999, and that movie was awful. I was
Yes.
like, I watched it, will never watch it again. I almost put it in the shelf, and then I was like, nope, going in the pile to trade in because I'm like, I will never watch this again.
I've done that with a few. When I used to watch something, I thought, it'd go in the collection general, but there has been a few that I've watched and I just had an immediate bad reaction. It's just like, I'll get that down and get it on eBay, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't
If I
happen.
can find a movie for like under $5, I don't really that I've never seen before. I don't mind not keeping it, you know. But
Fair.
I mean, I bought movies that were like, do you remember? Did you ever see that movie Kill Her Goats?
Which one?
It's called Kill Her Goats.
No, no.
It was like an indie movie, horror movie that has this amazing packaging and amazing art, and it was big in the horror stuff. I bought it. I couldn't even finish it. I sold that on eBay instantly. Like,
Straight away.
uh-uh.
Uh, Jay's just asking when will be the next car park cinema review. I did one for Deadpool and Wolverine, and I've not had a chance to do another one since. I've been on holiday, then the father-in-law passed away, and we've been dealing with a lot of stuff. And I'm now starting to get back on top of it. So hopefully soon, but there's not really the movies that I'm compelled to go and watch at the moment. Um, we're full of kids' movies at the minute. It seems to be in my local cinemas for the ones that time out right. But I did go to see a film yesterday. I went to see Transformers 1 with the kids.
How was that? I've heard good things about it.
We enjoyed it. I thought it was actually pretty good. Um, for kids movie, hour and 40 minutes long, and yeah, it flew by. It was fine. It was a great little origin story, and the kids absolutely loved it. I thought it was going to do a lot better than it seemed to be doing at the minute in the UK. But yeah, it's a solid film. It's got familiar storylines throughout it. You can kind of see how it's going to play out, but it's done well. The voice actors are good. The animation is pretty great. It should look pretty stunning on home release on 4K, to be honest. But yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up. I wouldn't, as an adult, probably go on my own to watch it at the cinema, but taking the kids along, I was happy. Good Sunday afternoon film, I think.
I think the last thing I saw in theaters was I saw The Substance with Demi Moore. I saw that. That was a
Yes,
messed up.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. That's one on my list that I do want to see. It's yeah. Anyway, back to the comments. Mint tea and martial arts. More interested in how the film was made from start to finish. So yeah, extra features are sometimes more interesting than the film. I think Rob Zombie's Halloween had a terrific long documentary from the start of filming throughout. That was a really good one. It is made. VHS is watched
Rob
every
Zombie
week.
usually has really good documentaries.
Which one?
Yeah, no, I was saying, Rob Zombie usually has really good special
Yeah.
features. I almost bought. I'm gonna get it one of these days just because I want to see it. The Munsters
Right.
on
Yeah.
Blu-ray. Absolutely did not like that movie at all. But he's got a 1 hour behind the scenes making of. And I'm like, that could be worth $10.
Yeah.
The movie sucks, but seeing how he made it seemed
Absolutely.
interesting.
I'd be in for watching the making of it. Definitely. You've seen how all the prosthetics are created and things like that because I've been on the other side of it. So yeah, it's interesting seeing other people go through it as well. Jalapeno J, VHS of Abigail. How does that work, Brian? I didn't even know they made them. Are they fan made? Oh, Brian, you're on mute, mate. I think you've lost Brian. I think you've lost your mic. It seems to have turned off. You might need to unmute yourself. We'll come back to that one, Jay, just while Brian's just trying to find his mute thing. I don't know if it's because he's taken one of his AirPods out. Anyway, John Robinson, I have Panasonic VCR with HDMI, so I play through my 65-inch 4K TV. How does that look through the 4K TV, John? Does it look good, or do you struggle with that? So meows a lot. I expect nothing less from a great one called 80s Mate. And that's in relation to the VHSs watched every week. Movie Palace of Blood. I think post-retirement is for many of us the most free time years to enjoy what we've built up. Also, shout out to Brian, my fellow Texan. I hope to do a film collaboration at some point. That's with Movie Palace of Blood. Jalapeno J is in with the sessions as well. It's great. Helen Hunt, devotee, one of us, one of us. In
Yeah,
relation, there we go, Brian. I've got you back. I've got you back. So we come back to the question. There we go. Jalapeno J, VHS of Abigail. How does it work? I didn't know they made them, and are they fan made?
hold on. I can barely hear you, Phil. It's like breaking up every like.
Is that better? Am I too far away?
It's a little. Hold on, talk again, because I could like barely hear.
VHS of Abigail. How does that work? Didn't even know that they made.
It was fan made. I think there's a guy on Instagram called Modern Home Video, and he makes and sells modern VHS tapes. So I have Abigail, Project X, the party movie from 2011, and what's that UK? Attack the Block. I have those 3 from him, and I just ordered Scream 4 from him too. He makes his own modern VHS tapes.
There we go. And that's on Etsy, did you say? Where was that from?
Which one?
Where was the tapes from? Sorry.
I'm sorry, you sound like a robot. I cannot understand you.
Is anyone else struggling with mine? My sound.
Hold on, maybe it's my headphones. Hold on, let me disconnect my headphones because it's.
I'll just read through these next ones. There we go. In relation to transfers, why haven't you seen it? It's Helen Hunt's first film. It's had a UK and US theatrical release, and it's the best time travel movie ever.
Wait, what's the best travel movie ever?
Best time travel movie ever is Transfers.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes. And apparently Quentin Tarantino agrees about Transfers also.
I'll have to check it out. I've never heard of it, but I'm really into time travel movies.
Fair. Nicholas Dickens. This is getting like action figure collecting, which I kicked that habit a good while ago. If I get any, it's just very small collections like NECA Christopher Lee's Dracula. That's good. I don't go in big for the collectible figures. I've got a few knocking about, but I don't go big for them. Do you tend to go for figures at all?
No, but I thought about getting a few of the NECA Ninja Turtle ones.
Oh, right. I'm not seeing those ones.
Yeah. But only because they make them true to like how they looked in the movie from the from the 90s, not like the I don't know. Ninja Turtles has so many different variations of action figures, but NECA has some pretty like authentic to like the Ninja Turtles 2 and Ninja Turtles 1 movies.
Nice. That's fair. Nicholas Dickens just agreeing with me about Transformers 1, fun film, like Bumblebee, was great too. Ken, I went to see Wild Robots last week. For me, it's movie of the year. It's wonderful.
Everybody's talking about that. I've not even seen a trailer for that yet, but I've seen everybody talk about it. The poster. Looks really cool.
My eldest pointed it out when we were in the movie theater. He pointed out the poster. He wants to go and see that. So I don't know if that'll be the next one. But they showed that many trailers that we just lost track of what was what. But the boys just wanted to see everything. There was like Paddington 3 and Moana 2 and Red One, I think, was another one that stuck out. And Sonic 3 and they want to see everything. So I don't know which we'll get to see when. But Wild Robot is on the list of things that they do want to see. One thing, just before I carry on with the comments, another thing in relation to our topic, the thing that confused me is there an age when people just stop shopping in the high street for movies and things like that? Because whenever I've been to the high street with the age and with collecting, I never see any older people, any elderly or anything like that, any retirees. I don't know if it's just my timing or if they just stop shopping for this sort of thing that we all go in for. Do you see many over there?
I don't know. I mean, I already feel kind of old still collecting because like all the people that I know, like friends I work with and stuff, like it's all digital. Like it's all, I tell people like, oh, I still collect, DVDs. I just tell people DVDs just because it's like they don't really know the difference with Blu-ray and 4K and all that stuff. I just say, yeah, I still collect DVDs.
Yes. I find myself doing that as well. To be honest, even saying Blu-ray, people are confused. Blu-ray? You mean a DVD?
Yeah. Same. People just don't, it sometimes it's just easier to just be like, yeah, I still collect DVD. Then it's like, they look at me like I'm ancient. But it's like record, vinyl records are coming back and like young people are doing vinyl records and that's not a big deal. But I feel like if you collect movies, you're like old school.
It's somehow different, isn't it? It's I just think back to my grandparents and things like that. I never particularly knew my grandparents of having any collections of anything particularly. No, not music, not film or anything. I didn't know if it was a generational thing or if they just quit the hobbies. I don't know. I don't know any old people with hobbies or what I would consider old. I know I'm like I say, kicking on a bit at 40s, but is there a time when the people just stop? Do you just get sick of things and just stop and just stare into space?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I feel like as long as it's around, there's gonna be a niche. I mean, there are people who still. I went to the post office the other day, or like before I left, and there was still an old guy buying stamps, like to like collect. You know, like people still like collect stamps. So
It always makes me wonder if when I do get to that sort of retirement age, if I will still be collecting like I am, watching movies like I am. Is it just purely generational that I've grown up with it and it's been my thing? It's like gaming as well. It's when I retire, will I still be gaming? I know no grandparents that will do the gaming or anything like that, but is it going to be my generation that when they get to that age that they will be sat in the nursing home with their PlayStation controllers at the ready? I'm not sure. It's yeah, I just worry that it's something that just gets lost over time as you get older.
I mean, maybe. I mean, for me, it's kind of all I've ever known. So it's like, you know, in 20 years, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll still have these. Will I still be watching some of the same? I mean, maybe my whole opinion on some of these movies will change.
Yeah.
Um, right now I'm getting back into. In the past like year and a half, I've been really collecting DVD. I mean, VHSs, where I haven't watched VHSs since I was a kid. You know.
Same. It's yeah, I've found that revisits as I've got older from things that I probably first saw in my late teens, early 20s, some of them hit different now. I did use an example the other week. I think it was Brian De Palma's Carrie. I wasn't a fan of it. I watched it in my late teens. I wasn't bothered about it. Watched a few years ago. I think it's brilliant. I think it's one of the best films that I've seen in a long, long time. And just that time and different life experiences and where it takes you just makes you view things wholly different, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I have a couple movies like that too. I always believe never give something just one chance. Like
Yep.
even if you don't like it the once, give it another chance years later, not just right away, but like years later. Like I hated J.J. Abrams' Star Trek when they came out.
Really?
Hated
Yeah.
them. I've seen them so many times since. Like I kind of almost hate watched them
Nice.
to like them because they were just fun background action movies, and then I just genuinely got invested into at least the first two. The third one's crap, but the first two I hated when I saw them in theaters when they came out in like 2007 or 2009. But now I love them.
Yeah. They're films I've been looking at showing the kids, the Abrams Star Trek ones. I think they'll get a kick out of them.
Yeah.
But, John Robinson just jumped in. Surprisingly, the VHS looked pretty good, and that's on his big 4K TV using an old player.
Yeah, no, VHSs, some of them hold up surprisingly well. I mean, that's why I've been really into buying. Like, if I can find them new and sealed, I get excited because I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be the best quality ish for this format if they're not open because they deteriorate over time. I mean, the more you watch them, the less, but you got to watch them a lot for them to, but if you're buying them and they're rental copies and they've been watched 10,000 times, like I have an American Pie 2 VHS that is like almost unwatchable because I'm like, some 13-year-old rewound this like 20,000 times.
Yeah.
Before I watched it. But I mean, I have, what are the Independence Day? I have an Independence Day VHS that I swear to God will rival the Blu-ray. Like it looks, colors and everything look good. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Did you ever? I don't know if I spoke about this before. Did you ever see the HD VHS that they released at a time?
No. I just found out about that recently. I think they're like DVHS or something. It's no, because they're bigger. I think they're bigger and they won't fit in normal VHSs. Same as like beta tapes are like different sizes, and I think you need a specific beta for that. But no, I just found out about that probably a year ago. I think it was a maybe Die Hard or something, like the first one I found on eBay, but they were kind of expensive.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and I never got into Laserdisc either.
Oh, I was into Laserdiscs. It was big for me because the thing that did me with Laserdiscs was back in, I I think it was the mid-90s when I discovered them, because I was looking for the Scream movie, and somehow stumbled upon it being available uncut on Laserdisc, and that started me on a whole journey with Laserdiscs and discovering how to import things as well. So I started importing various films from across in the US that had the better releases, and getting them through that way. So it became an addiction to get the imports from America of the biggest movies that weren't yet in the UK, because we had to wait a long, long time.
Yeah, I went to a Half Price Books. This is like right before I left on my trip, and they had a crap ton of amazing laser discs. Like they had Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. They had like all the classics that you would want.
Yeah.
I just could not pull the trigger on it. Then they weren't that expensive, but I'm like, I'm never gonna watch these. I don't have a way to watch. I think they're just cool to have, but I could not pull the trigger on them. And then I went to eBay. I'm like, oh, these are readily available. Like they're not like going out of print or something crazy. So
there are some that are very expensive, but yeah, they're quite easy to find on eBay. There's one in particular that I would like, because I do like the cover art, but I think to myself, for the price of it, I might as well just get a print. Just get a print of that cover art if I liked it. It just seemed to be a cool cover, and I thought there's going to be no other point to buying it, so it's not worth dropping £80 to £100 on this one Laserdisc just for the cover art, and just get a print.
Ooh, I would never spend that much on it. I mean, the ones that I'm finding are like 10, maybe $14, but it's the only one I would really, really want that is really hard to find is American Pie 1, but it's like a $200 Laserdisc. I'm like,
I think it was one of the very last Laserdiscs that got printed. I think.
Oh, really? Okay. See, I didn't know that. That makes a lot more sense of why it's so expensive.
I think it was one of the last ones. I think Matrix is another one that sat with it as well. That a couple of the last Laserdiscs that was ever produced, and that's why, because they weren't produced in big numbers, and I think that's why the price is a bit so high, because
that makes a lot more sense, because I can rarely find them, and there's only like one or two on eBay. I've seen them go up to $500. I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, they are beautiful covers. I mean, as an option, you could look at sort of if you just wanted the cover art, look if there's any vinyl. That's why I've done it at times as well, and looked at the vinyl editions just to see if they've got that nice cover art. And I thought, yeah, that could go in the wall instead of a Laserdisc.
Yeah, no, I looked at that. Even the vinyl for American Pie 1 is like $120.
Right.
Because it's so like it was so limited, like that edition of it or something.
Yeah, that could be why. Onto the comments. So meals a lot. So far, I've kept up with the 31 Days of Halloween October. I've watched Universal Classic Monster movie every night. I've never seen any. So far, very impressed. Seen 19 of them now.
Yeah, I need to get more of those. I have what is it? Creature from the Black Lagoon on 4K. That's my favorite Universal one. I always remember loving Wolfman too. I remember the kid loving Wolfman, so I really want to get that. I may get that closer to Halloween actually, because that would be a good one to revisit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're all worth revisiting for a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, I think I tried the Bela Lugosi's Dracula once. For some reason, I couldn't get into it, but I want to retry it again, because maybe I just wasn't in the mindset or something.
Yeah, I think it's worth retrying it at a different time, definitely.
Yeah.
It's Jalapeno J. On the subject of etiquette, what was your worst cinema experience or movie theater experience?
I have two of them. One was Mothman Prophecies. Back in I was in high school or something. I can't remember really the reason. I think it didn't have anything to do with the movie, more of like personal reasons. I was like with the girl who was on a date with somebody else that I like. I don't know. It was some reason I just couldn't. I left the movie early. But the one that really stands out recently was Uncut Gems. That gave me anxiety, and I think the dude next to me was smoking weed, and it was just like this whole like I need to get out of this theater, like the movie, and it was just, oh man, it wasn't the best.
Oh man, I've been in the cinema before, and someone's been smoking in there as well. It was quite empty, and I just looked across, and they sat back, feet up on the chairs in front, smoking away, and it's like, man.
It was just, it's not that I don't mind. I don't mind it. I'm just like, it's distracting me.
Yeah. We tend to suffer, or did. I've not noticed it as much recently, but we did tend to suffer a lot from people on the phones just lighting up everywhere.
Oh, anybody gets on the phone, yeah. I try to always bring a hoodie to a theater just because, one, it's always cold. Even in the summertime, it's cold. They keep the theaters cold. So I'll bring a hoodie and I'll just, if somebody's next to me with the phone, just put the hoodie on and just block out my views. I hope a theater makes like walls one day for movies where you can, if you want to put a wall up in between you and the person next to you, you can have that option up or down. The same way they do the chairs, like the reclining chairs. I want walls, to block people from their phones right next to me. And it's not just phones, it's iWatches.
Right.
Because they'll put their phones up, but their watch will still illuminate when they get a text.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, come on, guys.
Just stop the notifications, man.
Just mute that too. Hate that.
Eight is made of noticed younger people are starting to get into the collecting, but not many.
Yeah, I think it's becoming popular with a different generation, a younger generation. I haven't talked to too many like younger people about it, but I can totally see it like gaining popularity because it's coming back. And I've seen so many YouTube channels that have nothing to do with physical media that are like starting like, like book channels or like other things, and they're like, oh, look, my physical media haul that I bought. And I'm like, and they talk about it like it's this new thing.
Sorry, I'm just coming back to the comments. Jerry Cheer, there we go. Evening, Phil and Brian. Good evening, Jerry. Great to see you both. Jerry is 57 and relatively new to the 4K scene.
I'm fairly new to the 4K scene too. Probably 2 years. I'm just barely 2 years in to the 4K. Really, just this year. Like this year was probably my biggest year of like getting into 4K, and some I see a big difference in, but some it's like it's not that big. I feel like 4K is a luxury, not a requirement.
Yeah.
It's the top shelf liquor, it's not, it's the bottle service. It's, it's a $300 bottle of Grey Goose you can get at the store for $13. It's a luxury item, but it doesn't make to me, it doesn't make the movie better or worse. It's just, because there are some people who live and die by 4K.
Yes.
I like investing into 4K because I feel like if I like a movie enough, I want to have the best quality, and I'm air quoting best. But I think 4K is a really cool format, but it's also, I wouldn't go too hard into thinking you have to have it.
Yeah, when 4K first came out, I did go through a period of trying to upgrade everything or grab what I can 4K because it's the best. But I've found over time that it doesn't really matter.
No,
I have lots of them.
I have some 4K. I mean, and I mean, it's I think 80s made consumer on this chat will talk a lot about this. It depends on your settings. Every TV is different.
Yeah.
Every TV, like I watch stuff on my TV that I watch on my computer, like YouTube videos alone, just YouTube videos, and I can see a difference. Like we all watch stuff. All our stuff is calibrated differently.
Yes.
So we're all technically seeing different things.
I agree. It has to be now with 4K. I think it has to be something for me really special and well reviewed to go 4K. If not, I'm okay with Blu-ray. To be fair, I think
I don't even think well reviewed. I think it's all personal preference because there's a few 4Ks that are on a lot of people's like, you have to watch this, and I'm like, the 4K is really not that good. Like 2001: A Space Odyssey, I think the 4K has a lot of flaws in it. That everybody says it's the best 4K ever made. I think it has a lot of flaws.
I'll be interested to see your video on American Pie because
4K of the year. Haven't even seen it yet. 4K of the year.
It's amazing to me that it doesn't seem to be a film that particularly needs, suits, or warrants a 4K on the face of it. I could be wrong, but I look forward to seeing your comparison video for that.
Well, I saw a I think 88 Films posted a picture on their Instagram of like just like a picture of the TV that they were color grading, you know, doing the process for it. And it was like the opening scene with Jim in his bedroom with the sock. And I could just tell the colors were different because I put in my Blu-ray right after that and looked at the picture on Instagram and my Blu-ray, and I could already see a difference. So I'm hoping but it's also, here's the thing too, that it's also with 4K you get restoration. I think restoration is more important than the specific format it's in.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, a 4K scan on Blu-ray is just as good as a 4K scan on 4K. The only difference is the compression. That's really the one thing I'm more into 4K for is the disc size. You know, if a 4K comes on 100 gigabyte disc, instantly I kind of feel, okay, I'm getting the best I can get out of this film because they took the time to put it on the biggest disc available. So it's not going to be compressed.
Yeah.
Not that I ever notice compression because I hate when people like rate, you know, judge movies and they're like, oh, but at this point, the effing bit rates when they're like, you know, it's like, oh, it stays steady at about 80, but at this point it drops to 30. Like, I don't care. I don't notice it. And that is literally pixel peeping. And it's like, that's a little too much for 4K.
Yeah.
Because we never do it with Blu-ray or VHS or DVD. We've never done that. Not that I know of.
No, it's I think it's only something that I've known of with 4K reviewers that look at this bit rate, especially when they're comparing this against streaming and digital content.
Yeah.
Oh, the digital only gets up to this bit rate, and
like, I mean, I get it when I talk about, I understand the compression rate, and you know, if a movie's coming on a 66 gigabyte 4K disc, did that make it worse than the 100? Not really. It's just because it's little bits you're not going to know. It's more of like a mental, like, okay, I know it's going to be better just in my head.
Yeah.
Even though I will never notice the difference.
Very good. Jalapeno J, I'll be smashing the video games when I retire. I don't even play them, but then I'll have the time.
Dude, retro video games are coming back. Like, they're restoring like all these old video games to like, you know, I think Tomb Raider got like the old Warcraft Tomb Raiders got.
Yes, they have. I've seen that on Nintendo Switch because I was looking at picking it up. Just remastered trilogy.
Yeah, the remastered. I'm waiting for the. I don't know if it's already come out. Somebody in the comments can tell me, or if you know, Metal Gear Solid. I think 2 or something. Like, I think they're restoring that, or it already has been restored. I don't know.
I've not delved into that particularly. I've not seen too much of it. The one that's in my sort of basket at the minute is the Halloween 8-bit game with the side-scroller slasher. So, but then we've got a comment from Robert. This, I don't know if you've ever heard of the show or if it ever made it overseas to the US. Robert says, just picked up and watching the complete Cadfile TV series on DVD from the charity shop.
Never heard of it.
It was one I never watched in the UK, but I know it was quite big. I don't know if it was some kind of clergy and he went solving crimes in a way. I think I'm not sure.
Was it like a BBC show?
I'm not sure if it was BBC or ITV or something like that. It's it's one that I never got into or never watched.
My mom may have heard of it. My mom is huge into everything British TV.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not. I never got into a lot of British TV. There's folks are crazy for things like Only Fools and Horses, but it wasn't big for me. But yeah, I was too busy watching RoboCop and Point Break and things like that.
No, my parents, every night my dad would go to sleep to Hercule Poirot.
Oh, dear me.
If I'm saying that wrong, but you know what I'm talking about, yeah.
I do, yeah. John Robinson, one thing that I always think about is when I retire, I doubt I'll be able to afford all the streaming services, so I'll be able to watch more of my collection.
They're getting expensive.
Yeah.
They are getting expensive. I cut the cord probably this year. I think in 2024, in January, I cut the cord completely. I hardly watch my Vudu or digital copies. I'll put them on if I'm like in the bed because I don't keep a TV in my bedroom. That's like my one like my space without technology.
Yeah,
But
same.
I'll have an iPad in there because I go to sleep to TV. So I'll put something on. I watch a lot of Tubi. Tubi's free. Tubi's got a lot of great movies.
That's just landed in the UK. We've had it in the UK for the last 3 or 4 weeks now.
Oh, y'all just got Tubi?
Yeah.
Oh, Tubi's amazing. Tubi has so many good hidden gems, so many good movies, and they're great. And I'm sure we have different movies because of the US and Tubi probably have different movies, but I found, especially like Vinegar Syndrome, if you're into like these really obscure movies that you're like, I've never heard of this movie that these boutiques are coming out with, you can usually find them on Tubi.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. I might have a dig through, a proper dig through. I've had a quick look. It seemed quite thin on the ground to start with, but I think they are adding at quite a decent rate. So
yeah, if you just got it, it's probably gonna just slowly keep getting better and better.
Yeah. Yeah, Gaming Gentleman's just jumped in. Anyone know why CEX is selling Robocop for £25, but last week it was 15? £10 increase.
Dude, okay, so I told you I went to Portugal, right? And I was really excited to go to CEX for the first time. Some of their movies were so expensive.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of shocked. And I'm not talking 4Ks. I bought Beauty and the Beast, the live action Disney remake for £10. It was the only purchase I got, and it was really the only 4K. I went to 2 CEX stores, and there was hardly any 4Ks. But some of their Blu-rays were like $18-20.
Yeah.
But the one store I went to that had DVDs was like 50 cents.
Yeah.
It was like the cheapest ever.
It's a thing with CEX that I'm noticing a lot, that literally if you go for something in particular, you're probably better to check the prices at HMV first, because the stores down the road, brand new, are sometimes cheaper than what CEX priced them up.
Yeah. Well, I was when I found Beauty and the Beast, the 4K for $10, I looked online to see, is it available on Amazon for the same price? Like, nope, not in the States. So it was an easy one to get, but they are getting kind of expensive.
Yeah. 80s Made jumped in. We sold HD VHS players at Circuit City. It was a JVC, but didn't sell the tapes. People just thought it was $1,000 VCR.
$1,000 oh my god.
$1,000.
That's how much they're going for now. VCRs are going for like a pretty expensive price.
I noticed CRT TVs are expensive to get hold of in the UK now because of the retro gamers sort of started claiming them. So,
really?
A lot of retro gamers like their CRT TVs. So, if you're looking for a combi VHS CRT for you, just to put on the side, they're just expensive because people know now that it's a retro thing that people are collecting for. So the prices are going right up.
Nope. As soon as people find out something is coming back, they will jack those prices up.
Yeah. DJ Mr. Joel, what is hot in Laser World? I collect horror discs on and off. I collect all sorts of discs.
Yeah.
I think horror is my biggest load, but
horror's the most popular. Horror, I feel like horror fans spend the most money just because there's so much horror coming out on physical.
There is, especially now. It's all the boutique labels, really, their focus to get started seems to be horror. They go for horror to get started, and then they'll start to diversify.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the past couple months, obviously, because of Halloween, usually September, October is big in that, August prepping, but some of these boutique labels will just do it all around. Like Arrow will probably have a horror, at least one horror every month for something. Vinegar Syndrome is basically all horror. 90%, about 80-70% of it is horror anyway, all year round. And then you have very specific, horror ones like, who did Opera, the Opera one?
Not sure.
But yeah, there are some that, horror's not dying anytime soon.
No. Equus loves food. No way. Watch both your channels. I didn't think you would ever do a collaboration.
Number 2. This is the second one.
Yeah. And more to come, possibly.
Yeah, hopefully. If Glenn keeps straying.
Well, it doesn't have to be off. I can organise it for whenever. You can come on whenever you want. You're not just a replacement, Brian. You're your own person.
Mistresses have their place.
Billy 2891. They should have electronic device check-ins at theatres.
Yeah.
I think they need to do something to block the signal completely.
Yeah, no, seriously, they need to have just all thing, just shut it off. They need to change the theater experience.
Yes, definitely.
People just don't care anymore. Like, I would rather go to a Thursday night fan screening than a Saturday. I don't go to the movies on Saturday nights, Friday nights, maybe Sunday night, but not with any teens or big crowds.
Yeah. I like it. When we went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, I was literally there opening night, and the audience was quiet, behaved. They were there to see the film. They made the effort to go on opening night, so they were all respectful. And I think that's the best time if you can get it.
Yeah.
Or if you can go in the daytime in the work week, then
I'm like a Monday, Wednesday morning showing. Yeah. If I can find the earliest one, I'll go. I'll just be in there with the old people.
In regards to the TV settings, setting makes a huge difference, and not everyone has the same features.
Yeah, you have to calibrate your TV. Then honestly, I don't know how to do that. I have no idea how to calibrate. I've even bought the little thing you put on the screen that you plug in USB. I'm like, this is so confusing, and I'm scared it's gonna mess something up.
Yeah. Joe Snowden, working in HMV, I've noticed TV DVD is most popular amongst the older generation, whereas more young people seem to be buying Blu-rays and collector stuff.
Well, TV DVD, I mean, have you noticed this, that TV on Blu-ray is making kind of a comeback?
No, I've not picked up on it so much, but
I feel like TV on Blu-ray is getting a little bit more of a, because it kind of paused for a little bit. Nobody really did TV on Blu-ray anymore, but recently, and maybe it's a boutique thing, because what Kino just did, all the monks, Imprint isn't doing like I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched. I think I Love Lucy just got announced on Blu-ray. Fringe just got announced on 4K.
Yeah.
I feel like TV is very slowly, like old TV, is starting to make a little bit of a comeback in the HD formats. Because there are some shows, like I'm slowly getting into it. I just got the Wonder Woman, the Linda Carter one on Blu-ray. But there's still so much DVD. Like I think all my TV collection is all DVDs. I hardly have any Blu-ray.
Yeah. Add to my collection, I think I tried to wing down the TV collection more than anything through mine, because it seemed to be the thing that I didn't go back to enough.
Yeah, I don't go back to it enough, and I'm very much limiting my TV stuff. Like there are a few shows. I don't collect TV very often. I'm not a TV guy. I'm very much a movie guy. So like the TV shows I have, I do want to upgrade. Entourage, one of my favorite TV shows ever. I will never give that up. Californication.
Yeah.
The Tudors, love the Tudors. I need to go back and revisit because I need to upgrade that to Blu-ray. We never got the Blu-rays here in the States, but I know the UK has all 4 seasons. Yeah. I think we just got 1 and 2. I think out of the 4 or 5.
I know Entourage I've got on Blu-ray, but I wouldn't mind a nicer set of it. It's quite crappy.
Yeah, I haven't got the Blu-ray of that yet, just because I don't like the packaging, but I'm gonna get it because the price is going down, and that's never gonna come to 4K. So it's
the funny thing is with my Entourage, I did buy the Entourage collection on Blu-ray, but then the only time I've rewatched it, I actually rewatched it on digital.
Yeah.
And the Blu-ray sat there. That was purely because it wasn't a choice thing. This was it was while I was working away for months. I didn't have access to my Blu-rays, so I streamed it while I was away. I just got one of the sticks and I think it was Now TV or something like that. I think it was through, but yeah.
The one I'm upgrading right now. I just got the first one. I need to get the others, but I'm upgrading my Spartacus to Blu-ray, and I'm so happy that I don't know if you have you ever seen this show Spartacus?
I've not seen it. No, it's one. I've seen it knocking about on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched the actual show.
It's really good. It's basically like 300 meets Gladiator, kind of a thing. But the packaging, it comes in these digibooks with this like amazing artwork,
yeah,
and it's the exact same as the DVD, you know. So that's why I'm happy upgrading these. But when it comes to TV, it's like a very slow thing. I feel like with the format, because there are so like even the Walmarts here in the States have a huge DVD TV selection. Huge.
right.
Yeah, it's like almost every, you know, everything. It's bigger than the regular DVD section. It's huge, but they're expensive because they're big box sets.
Very good. Sorry, I was just just scanning through the comments there. I kind of lost that then. Well, I've lost completely. There we go. It was a question for you, Brian, actually. In a moment. 80s Made just said 100% the restoration, the most important, the 4K restoration on a Blu-ray looks so good. Metal Gear Solid collection came out last year. Metal Gear Solid 1 to 3.
Okay, yeah, I figured I heard something about it, but I wasn't sure if it was released yet or if it wasn't.
Yes. Your question was from Jerry. Are you happy with the Nightmare on Elm Street releases, the transfer, sound, etc.?
Haven't seen it yet. Mine should come in. I think hopefully tomorrow, because I had that in American Pie at the same time, but I think mine's coming in Thursday. But my 4K of Nightmare on Elm Street is in the mail. I'm getting it this week. So I don't know yet. I've heard good things. I've heard a few mixed things, but I've heard mostly good things.
I've not picked it up yet, but it's one that's on my possible list. So
I just got the steel book. I didn't get the big box set thing. I just got the steel.
It's actually been the 4K in the UK. I think it's the Warner Brothers store direct. I think they've already dropped the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K into a 2 for £30 offer. So
really?
yeah, it's already dropped into that offer somewhere. So yeah. Jalapeno J, hold up, Phil. We've let transfers and Howard the Duck slide, but only fools and horses. Seize my British citizenship. I always get stick for not being a fan of Only Fools and Horses, but it's just never really appealed. I don't know if I've just watched bad episodes, but yeah. Joe Snowden, unrelated, but what did you guys think about the Alien Romulus VHS announcement? I think we covered a bit of this earlier, but
I think it's cool. I think it's surprising because it's Disney that they're doing it, and it's probably gonna be super limited. I'm getting it, even though I made a whole rant video on how I did not like the movie, but I also said I need to revisit it because now that I've seen the movie, I know what to expect. And I'm very much, if it's modern coming to VHS, I want to support that.
yes.
So I'll be picking it up, and I think it's like a white case, which I think is really cool. Like the artwork everybody's showing it's a white case.
No,
But I don't know if it's clamshell or just like a box. It doesn't really. It's just artwork.
I'd say probably a decent. I've not seen clamshell for a while.
I haven't either.
No, I don't know if to go back to it or not. I think it's
My House of the Devil. My House of the Devil, the clamshell.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't like the feeling of them.
No, I try to stay limited with my clamshells, mostly because of space.
Yeah. Jeremy Carr said Sherlock season 1 is on 4K.
Really? The one with Cumberbatch?
I think that was the one. That seems to get a lot of love over here on the physical releases. Tokyo 3. Hey, can I just say you have the best looking videos going, Last Movie Standing. Great lighting, and I love your recent setup video. Keep up the great work. Much love from the UK.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm rather jealous of your lighting as well, you son of a bitch.
Hey, if you need help, man, I will send you some Amazon links or some suggestions for lights.
I've got a few bits to start me going, so I've got to open up and start testing. Billy's 2891. I'm waiting for Burn Notice and White Collar on Blu-ray. Both shows are Fox shows.
Yeah. I don't know what Sony's going to do with the TV. There's actually been no discussion about TV when it comes to what Sony's going to do with that. It's just movies. And I think I heard from, do you watch Steelbook Obsessed channel?
Don't think so. I don't think so.
He made a video recently talking about, it was like one, I think it was the the Deadpool and Wolverine, because that steelbook was like going for $60 or something. It was like something stupid or ridiculous, like $50 or $60. And I think he said with his inside information that that's how Sony's going to start doing them now. They're just going to start putting out steelbooks for really high prices. The Disney movies.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I miss Disney TV shows, The Mandalorian, the Star Wars ones. I missed out on that because I didn't want to buy the steelbook. I wanted to buy the show. I didn't want to buy the steelbook. And of course, they just released the steelbooks and then that's it. There's been no other releases. That's
Yeah,
really annoyed
I
me.
have Mandalorian 1 and 2 on 4K, and I got them because I think they were going out of print, so I kind of hurried up and rushed. Got them after they had been out for a while. I think they're releasing a few more. I think all their Disney Plus stuff, because I've heard Mandalorian season 3 is on the way, like this year or next year.
Yeah.
So they just slowly doing. I don't like how they're doing them all in steelbooks, but
no, that's why I didn't buy them because it was steelbook. But then I realized my mistake too late.
yeah, with anything Disney, I'm like, just get it because they probably only make a limited quantity of them.
Yeah. A couple more things that people are mentioning coming up TV wise. Okay, Wallace and Gromit 4K is coming out.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of those either.
I've never seen them, but I saw the packaging, and the packaging looked kind of crazy.
Yeah,
like, I don't think I'd buy it just because of it's like in some box or something. It was like weird.
Tokyo 3, I would buy Euphoria if it came to Blu-ray. I can't bring myself to go back to standard definition.
Yeah, they released season 1 and 2 on DVD of Euphoria, but they never released. And A24 released them too, but they never did the Blu-ray, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah. John Robinson just pointed out Vice Press do 2 versions of VHS, clamshell and the cardboard slip.
Oh, did they?
Recently done Suspiria, I think. I don't know what they've done previous, but yeah, I've seen them starting to dip into the VHS thing quite a lot. And yeah, coming kind of back to the subject, the thing about having a large collection and keeping a large collection as well, I always make the excuse for friends, for family, when they look at my collection and think it's ridiculous. I always joke that when I retire, I'll have the time to watch all of these as well. Do you consider things like that when you're collecting? Do you sort of overbuy and think, I'll watch this later, I can save it for, and keep hold of things just because you're considering that you may have time one day when you retire or anything like that?
I don't think about retiring, but I always think, like, I try not to keep my backlog very big. But I mean, as a collector, it's part of it. It happens. You buy a movie, but you don't feel like watching it at that time, and then it just slowly builds over time. I just bought 2 movies, or 4 movies on Blu-ray from the Shout Factory sale, the Shocktober sale, that I've had on DVD for about over a year, and I have not watched them on DVD. I've seen them before, but I haven't rewatched them since I bought them on physical. I bought Poison Ivy, the 4-film collection.
Yeah.
I have the DVDs. I've never went back to revisit them, but
have you watched them all before?
Huh?
Have you watched any of them before? Or?
I've watched them before. I remember seeing them as kids. When I was in high school, left a very good impression on me, but I haven't watched them since. And I just got The Crush with Alicia Silverstone. I bought the DVD probably 2 years ago, and I haven't rewatched it. I've seen it before, but now I have the Blu-ray coming in.
I've not watched it yet, but I did pick up DVD, an Alicia Silverstone film. I watched it at the cinema. I know I didn't think much to it, but I thought I'm going to give it another chance. With Benicio del Toro in it.
Excess Baggage?
Yeah, Excess Baggage. I picked that up on DVD not so long back, so I could watch that again.
That's a movie I want to rewatch because I hated that movie when it came out. Like, I was a big Alicia fan back in the day. And I never liked that movie, but I'm like, now that I'm older and it's been 20 years maybe, I'm like, let me revisit it. And they had a Blu-ray that had a really cool, I think it's out of print now, but it was a Blu-ray with a the retro VHS slips.
Yeah.
And it was yellow.
Yes.
Yes, and I really wanted to grab it just for the artwork and be like, let me revisit this, but I haven't done that yet.
Was it MVD Rewind? Did they
I think
release
so.
it?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think I saw that knocking about as well. But yeah, there's been a few things like that I watched when I was younger that were seen as late teen sort of films that I've gone back to try and rewatch. One of them that I picked up on DVD, and I think I tried to rewatch it, was Mod Squad. Do you remember that remake of the TV show with Claire Danes?
No. I'm trying
No,
to think. No, I don't.
it was Claire Danes, Omar Epps, and
Oh, yes. Mod Squad. Okay, for some, yes. It kind of the cover kind of looks just like, what was that Mark Wahlberg movie, The Big Hit?
yes,
It kind of has that same kind of cover with the high wide angle shot. Yes, I know exactly. I don't remember that movie, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the big hit. That's another one I wanted to revisit as well. I kind of remember quite enjoying that.
I don't remember that movie at all. I remember the cover, and I've seen it, but I don't remember if I liked it or not. It never stuck with me.
I don't think it was meant to be very good, but I'm sure that I thought it was pretty decent.
I don't know when I would revisit that now, because I'm kind of, I don't know. When it comes to Marky Mark right now, I'm kind of just like, I can deal without watching any Mark Wahlberg stuff for a while.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll always get stick for watching a good old Mark Wahlberg movie.
I mean, he's got a few great ones, but there are some I'm just like, it's like overexposed. I'm like,
I watched his. It did one. It was on Netflix. I watched it the other week. It was called The Union.
Oh, the one with Tim and Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I don't. I can't remember much about it at all. It's another one that's like instantly forgettable.
I feel like Netflix is just making content at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not even making movies. They're making just watch it once, and that's all we care about. You don't even have to watch the whole thing. Just hit play for 5 seconds, and that's good enough for us.
Yeah, I'd have to agree because nothing sticks in mind about that film at all. I think I was okay watching it. I was fine with it, but it's just gone. There's nothing there.
I cut my Netflix like I think last year.
I'm on the edge of it, but
well, you got kids, so it's a little different.
That's what I was going to say. There's the kids would just lynch me if I got rid of
that, and the wife probably. I'm sure the wife, because I know most of the women I talk to are just all Netflix. That's all they watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. My wife's not big on it really. There's nothing that sort of sticks to her. No, it's the kids, man. It's all about the kids.
Yeah.
Eldest is digging into Jurassic World Chaos Theory at the minute.
Is that the animated one?
Yeah. They've grown up. They did Camp Cretaceous, and that was sort of it was.
I've heard of that one. I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, this Chaos Theory one. This is just same kids, slightly older, but also the show has seemed to have aged up a little bit as well. It's just that little bit scarier. And
okay.
It doesn't seem too bad. I've caught bits and bobs. I'm not. I'm not going to go back and rewatch it myself, but yeah, I've been fine with the bits that I've caught. H has made the big hit was laughably bad.
Yeah, I don't remember being good at all.
Yeah. Slipping Off Fence for Standard, one of my favorite Mark Wahlberg movies is The Other Guys.
The Other Guys is probably his best one. The Departed, another great one for him. Boogie Nights.
Come on, say another one. Say another one. I want you to go to one of my favorites.
One of your favorites.
Yeah.
I can't see now. I'm stuck. I'm like, I don't know what other Mark Wahlberg. You're not talking about the other one with Will Ferrell, right?
No. I really like. I don't know if you can say it's a Mark Wahlberg movie. He's in it, but Three Kings.
Oh, I've only thought of that like once way back in the day. I've not revisited that with him, really Ice Cube, and George Clooney.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. I really like that one. The Dutch film buff has just jumped in. Excess Baggage, The Chase with Charlie Sheen, Life Less Ordinary, were all 90s movies that kind of shared the same plot.
The Chase is my favorite out of all of them. I absolutely love The Chase. I have it on VHS. I have it on DVD. It never came out on Blu-ray. Christy Swanson, Charlie Sheen, that movie is so fun. I love that movie. But yeah, it does have a very similar plot to Access Baggage. I've never seen A Life Less Ordinary, but if it's from, is that Boyle? Is that Danny Boyle?
Danny Boyle, yeah.
Oh, it's a Danny Boyle movie I've never seen. I will definitely check that out. I'm a huge Danny Boyle fan.
Cameron Diaz and Ewan McGregor.
You saw me on Cameron Diaz and Danny Boyle in the 90s. Cameron Diaz in the 90s just looks so.
It's a decent film, but it's one that you might struggle to try and find. I don't think it's ever had a Blu-ray release.
I'll look for it on DVD.
Yeah, you should find the DVD. I've got a DVD copy still. It's one of the few films that I've still got a DVD copy of. It's knocking about here somewhere. But also one from around that time. I really liked this film called Shooting Fish, which was Kate Beckinsale and a couple of other people. I forgot his name. Oh, what's the guy's name that was going to play Aragorn before Viggo Mortensen?
I love Kate Beckinsale. Oh my god, I love Kate Beckinsale, but I have never heard of that movie.
Let's have a look. I really enjoyed it. It's one I made sure I kept it on. It's from 1997. It stars Dan Futterman, Stuart Townsend, and Kate Beckinsale. I'll see if we can bring up a picture. There we go.
Does she have long hair or short hair in it?
Short hair. I think it's possibly one of her first credits.
You know, it's funny. I have Emma from 1996, the TV movie she was in on DVD.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Short hair there. Look.
Oh wow, that is no. I've never seen or heard of that movie. What's it called? Shooting Fish? Is that like a hit? Is that like a action movie?
Okay. It's a con artist. Two con artists plan to steal enough for a house. Are twisted when a pretty girl enters the picture.
Oh, is it a British movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'll check that out for sure. I love Kate Beckinsale.
It's worth a look. I remember it being quite amusing. I think it's going to be showing its age now, but an interesting look, I think. Jeremy Carr, question for Brian. What is one movie that has multiple cuts that you take pieces from each and make your own cut?
Are you talking about like a director's cut, theatrical cut, like different cuts like that? Kingdom of Heaven, maybe.
Oh, really?
I think Kingdom of Heaven. I prefer the theatrical cut very much more so than the regular than the director's cut. I mean, the director's cut is a little too long, but I feel like has parts in it that could work in the actual movie. They're just way too long and they change the story. Like the director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven changes the story just a little bit. And yeah. I don't really care for when a movie changes the story too much. But that's the only movie I can think of that has multiple cuts. Unless it's like Blade Runner that has or
Watchmen.
Oh, I don't like Watchmen. I have Watchmen, but I have it on DVD, and it's not one I really go back and revisit too often. No, I was thinking of Legend, Ridley Scott's Legend, because that has a U.S. cut, a UK cut, and a director's cut, and I feel like the director's cut mashes them together the most.
What's one thing that's amazing to me with how we look at things like the director's cuts now? There's some movies I remember they seem to have like stealth releases for the extended editions or director's cuts, because I remember when Terminator 2 Judgment Day didn't realize it had extra things until randomly one day I was watching the movie on BBC and suddenly there were extra bits and bobs in there, and then you discover that there's this director's cut and it got its own release a bit further down the line. But I saw that on BBC, and then Lethal Weapon as well. Suddenly, I don't know if it was.
Does Lethal Weapon have an extended cut?
There's a cut. Yeah, there's a couple of extra bits in it. There's a shootout in a schoolyard, and I think Riggs takes his watch off and puts it on the side, and he goes out to get this shooter. Walks across the schoolyard to try and take this sniper out. I can't remember what else was on there, but that was one little section that really stuck in my mind.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. I have them on Blu-ray, but I don't know if they have like the extended cut. I know. What is it? I am interested in seeing. So, going back to an older question, Nightmare on Elm Street apparently has an extended cut on the 4K
Mhm.
or something, and I didn't know that movie ever had an extended cut.
I didn't know it had an extended one either, because I noticed the same, and it's listed separately on the digital one as well. You can either get the standard one or the uncut version, and I don't know what the difference is.
But one thing I did think of, I think you talked about it on one video with Glenn, when Demolition Man is coming out with the Pizza Hut and Taco Bell cut.
Yes.
Because I didn't even know this until Arrow announced that y'all had a different cut than we did with Pizza Hut.
This is that I can't remember. I always remember it being Taco Bell.
Really?
I'd heard about the Pizza Hut thing, but I'm sure that the copy that I had Taco Bell.
Did you have an import or something, or?
No, I don't think so. I'd never seen the Pizza Hut version. I'd never seen Pizza Hut mentioned at all.
I've never seen it either. Because Taco, like, they go to a Taco Bell, so I'm thinking, did they like? It's so weird, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see that cut.
Okay, well, I've just got Jeremy's just jumped in as well. Lethal Weapon has multiple cuts: theatrical, directors, and TV, and German.
Here's one thing some boutiques do, and I almost wish they did it more. Was some movies will release the TV cut on, when they have the 4K.
Yes.
I forget which one it was. Was it a Kevin Smith movie that had a TV? Did Mallrats have a TV cut?
I think it did. It was that whole 20-minute section at the start, didn't it? I think.
See, okay, so that bugged me. I don't like that whole. I think the first time I remember seeing it later in life, because I grew up watching Mallrats, and then I saw a version with that whole extended opening at the party or something before, and I'm watching it. I'm like, what am I watching? What is this? I've seen this movie 100 times growing up. I never remember this scene, and I absolutely hate it. I'm like, no, start how I want. I don't like that whole extended opening because I've never seen it.
Superman was a big one for TV. That had loads extra on TV because they added a bunch in for it to be shown on TV, so they could split the movie over 2 nights. Apparently, in the US, the way that you showed things, and apparently they did that for a lot of movies. Added loads into the TV thing to hit certain run times, so they could either set it in a certain period or split it over 2 nights. And it was more about having a TV cut which would hit a certain time rather than it being a special cut of the movie. It was just purely there to make up that time.
I did not know that either.
Yeah, Halloween 2 was another. Actually, Billy's 2891 Halloween 2 from Scream Factory had the TV cut on a separate disc with the 4K.
I didn't know that either. I like when I don't know. I feel like that's an interesting selling point if you can find a TV version.
Yes.
Of a movie to put it in, because TV cuts are different.
They are. I've got the Superman one. It got released in the US actually it was a 2-disc DVD. I think it had got the normal cut and then the TV cut on a separate disc as well. So there's quite a bit extra in there. I've seen 2 or 3 different cuts of Superman now. It's quite interesting to see what they remove and it doesn't usually add a lot. It's more just to extend the runtime out, but it's still interesting to see anyway. John Robinson just added, Demolition Man was Pizza Hut at the cinema.
I was too young to see it in the cinemas.
Yeah, so
I don't even think I was alive. When did Demolition Man come out?
Was it 96? Was it?
Oh, well, yeah, I was alive in 90. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna have a look.
For some reason, I was thinking it was 86, and I was
no, it's 93.
No. 93. Oh, yeah, I was way too young. 93, I was 6. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Sorry.
I probably discovered that on HBO or something growing up.
Yes. Just one of those things that stumble upon when you shouldn't be watching that.
Yeah.
Slipknot fans we standard. Shooter was another good Wahlberg movie.
Shooter was really good, actually. Shooter was good. I actually didn't mind Patriots Day either.
No, I really liked that.
Yeah, Patriots Day surprised me how good it was. I really liked Patriots Day. Shooter, it's been a minute since I've seen it. I own the DVD, but I remember that being a good one too.
I think I like Patriots Day because I like the director and his style.
It was very like some of the music reminded me a little bit of no, I'm thinking of a different movie because he had he did like 3 back-to-back Wahlberg movies.
Yeah.
In a row. He did like the Horizon one or the water.
Horizon.
Yeah, he did that one, which I didn't really like that one. He did Patriots Day, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that military one.
Lone Survivor, yeah.
Lone Survivor, which I didn't really care for that one either. But Patriots Day was like, it was good. I liked his editing and how it was based on the real story. Because in the US, that was a big, I remember when that happened, that was a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's a great director. Just that his style just at times make it look almost documentary-like. It's got a bit of a life to it, and obviously that carried on to his TV shows like Friday Night Lights. They did, and that sort of style sort of leaked over into that. And
I never watched that TV show, but the movie, I was a huge fan of the movie.
I've never seen the movie.
Oh, the movie's good. The movie's a tearjerker.
Yeah.
Great performances, great music. The music is amazing. But I feel like his biggest stumble for me, and I'll never get over it, is Battleship.
I like it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one.
I only like the burrito scene. I only like the burrito scene.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I can't do, and I have like one of my closest friends who agrees with me on most movies. He loves that movie. I'm just like, but he loves Rihanna, and I'm like, can't do it. I can't do it. It's cheap Michael Bay, and I can't do it.
Yeah, it is. I had fun with it. I think it's better than Michael Bay, but
but I mean, I mean, one of my favorite movies is Gods of Egypt, and that is a massive guilty pleasure. I know it's a bad movie. That's an awful movie, but I love it. So yeah.
Fair. Ken Rose jumps in. The Fighter, great Wahlberg movie.
I've only seen that once, and I always forget Wahlberg's in it because Christian Bale did so amazing in that movie.
He always puts everything in. John Robinson, King Kong 76 has a theatrical cut and TV cut.
I need to get that on 4K. I just saw that probably a year ago, like right around when the 4K got announced. And I don't know if I really cared for the movie, but I liked how it looked. I liked that like the colors, and just it was like a beautiful picture to look at.
Yeah.
And everything. So I'm gonna pick that up on 4K, but I don't remember really liking it all that much. But I also I was like the youngest I've ever seen Jeff Bridges.
What's it?
Yeah.
Nice. 80s made, I don't know if I brought this up earlier. 80s Made the Big Hit was laughably bad.
Yeah.
I did find a positive. I'm just looking back through it. I did find a positive one for the Big Hit, and I can't find it now. I'm sure I did.
Yeah, I saw that movie once. I have zero. Actually, if I can find the DVD for 99 cents, I might get it.
Yeah, I think you should. Good film buff. Yep, great. Also like Big Hit with Wahlberg. That's at least two.
I mean, it's a 90s movie, so it's got that going for it for me, because I think 90s movies for me is the best generation of movies.
Jeremy Carr saw Battleship under the influence, so don't remember much.
I wish I was under the influence when I saw that movie.
Jeremy, is it even a movie if Wahlberg isn't in it nowadays?
It's not a movie if The Rock's not in it either. I
was surprised. Talking about Wahlberg, I was surprised when I saw on Apple TV The Instigators, the Casey Affleck and Matt Damon one.
I haven't seen that yet.
I was expecting Wahlberg to pop up. That was like Boston set.
But I haven't seen that one yet. I don't know if I've heard anything about it. Was it good?
It was okay. It was just enjoyable, and yeah.
No, what was the other movie that just came out around that time period? Oh, Wolves. I haven't seen that, but I've heard good things about it.
I'm looking forward to that. That's another one on my list.
Yeah, I've been recommended that by a few people, and I've heard it's really good. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I'm on a bit of a Clooney thing at the minute. Anyway, so I was tempted to watch Peacemaker again the other night, and
Peacemaker's amazing. I don't care what anybody says. But here's my thing with Peacemaker. I always skip I can skip the opening scene. I get why it's there, the whole train, the robbery on the train, which is cool. But I'm like, I can just skip the first chapter and go straight into Nicole Kidman in the Pentagon. But I love that movie, and I just watched I watched it on the plane. I'm going to be making a video about it, but he directed it. He didn't make it, but The Boys in the Boat,
Right.
movie that just came out, I think did this year, that he came back to direct for, is actually pretty good. But I like 90s George Clooney, like the Peacemaker and From Dusk Till Dawn are two of my, and of course Oceans. But I mean, those two were like really good George Clooney movies.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's we've been watching through ER as well, the original, and you can sort of see.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
it's some great one. I picked up One Fine Day on DVD the other day as well.
Dude, One Fine Day is, if you can find the Blu-ray, I very highly suggest getting it, because the transfer on the Blu-ray is amazing. It really is amazing.
Yeah, I wanted the Blu-ray, but it's
getting a high up there.
Yeah, it was £20 plus. The DVD cost me about £1.20. So,
yeah, you're good. One Fine Day is a good one. I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, I'm with you. Dutch Film Buff just added as well with Clooney, Out of Sight.
Actually, never seen it. Own it. Haven't watched it yet. I know, and it's Soderbergh too, and I love Soderbergh. I just haven't had. I always forget that I own it.
Yeah, it's one that I've upgraded. I imported the Kino version of it on 4K. It was a movie that I'm going to get the 4K of that one. And
I have. Yeah, I have the DVD. No, do I have the Blu-ray? Yeah, I got the Blu-ray. I'm sorry, I got the Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet.
I've got the VHS through there. I might have the Laserdisc still sat here as well. I think it's a great film. I love it.
Everybody says nothing but good things about it, and I don't know. I haven't watched it yet.
I think it was around the time that Jennifer Lopez was building her acting career, and this one came out, and it's like, she's going to do well. And then suddenly she started singing, and you're like, well, what's going off? This great actress is suddenly wanting to become a pop star. Yeah. No, Well, she gave a really good turn in it. It was really, really good. And have you seen Jackie Brown?
Oh yeah. I have like every Tarantino movie.
Yeah, good, and so you should.
Oh, isn't Michael Keaton playing the same? Is that the one where Michael Keaton's playing the same character?
Yeah. Okay. Really correct. Michael Keaton, and it was quite a big deal because Tarantino pushed Miramax to allow Universal to use the same character name for Out of Sight, because they're both based off Elmore Leonard novels.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Tarantino had to approve that. That's kind of.
I don't think he approved it. I think he sort of pushed the studio to let them do it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, from what I understand, I could be wrong. I read it some time ago, but I think he had some involvement in getting that allowance for Universal to be able to use the character name for Out of Sight.
But, I need to check it out.
Definitely. Jeremy Carr, Money Train was her best movie.
I know why you're saying that.
Fair. And Jeremy also loves Jackie Brown, which I think is an underappreciated Tarantino movie.
It needs to come to 4K. I have the DVD. I haven't even upgraded it to Blu-ray because I know all his movies are going to be released on 4K eventually. I love what's his name? The comedian, Chris Tucker. I love Chris Tucker in that movie.
Where are we? Jerry, looking forward to the Grifters 4K from Criterion.
I've always wanted to see that. John Cusack. Is it Kim Basinger in that one too?
Is it Melanie Griffith?
Or Melanie Griffith? I remember I've always seen the cover and I've always wanted to see the movie, but I've never just seen it.
Angelica Houston and Annette Bening.
Annette Bening, okay.
There we go.
Is John Cusack in that one? Am I right? Or am I thinking of a different movie?
Yeah, John Cusack.
Okay.
there's another one from Criterion. I'm hoping for a UK Criterion of it, but if not, it might have to be import. No Country for Old Men. I'm really looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. I'm not getting that soon. That one may be next year when like next summer when it goes on sale. There's still a few more like older Criterions I want to get for Black Friday and like when they have their sales, because Criterions don't really go out of print too soon. So
No, I'm considering whether to try and hit them when they. I don't know when the next sales do. I've heard it's around November time, but
I think it's November.
yeah, because I've got a set up for a US address, so I can use a mail forwarding service. So I'm like, do I hit the Kino sale at Barnes and Noble at the minute and Criterion and then Black Friday and get it all together? Not sure yet.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, no, there's a few older ones I want to get first.
Yeah, go for it. I keep being tempted by the Guillermo del Toro ones, but I've not quite got there yet. Not quite purchased them. And Princess Bride was another one to talk
Yeah,
about.
I need to get Princess Bride, especially. I like the packaging. I like the book though, like, and I've heard it's more of like a leather, like the material and stuff. It looks really cool, but that's one I'm gonna get probably
Yeah.
November too.
The Dutch film buff, I loved Lopez in Oliver Stone's U-Turn, which is
I've
underrated.
seen you. God, it's been so long since I've seen you. I always get U-Turn and Money Train confused for some reason. I don't know if it's the cover art. I don't know if they came out at the same time period, but I always get those two movies confused.
Frank's Media and Reviews. Brian, subscribe to his weird ass.
What's up, Frank?
What's weird about your ass? No, I know what he means. I know what he means. John Robinson. Did you see Viavision are doing the From Dusk Till Dawn TV series on Blu-ray?
Yeah, I saw that because they went out. I think the only one who I think Japan had a copy of the first 3 seasons on Blu-ray. I haven't seen the show yet. I really want to because I think what's her name? Who's the girl from Baby Driver? An ambulance, Alicia Gomez or something.
Not sure.
But she plays the Selma Hayek character in Dusk Till Dawn season 1, and she is, I think, one of the most beautiful women on the planet. So I will probably watch Dusk Till Dawn.
I have pre-ordered it.
Really?
Yeah.
From Viavision? Oh, it's probably expensive. How much did you pay for it?
Oof, I can't remember. I think it's £60, something like that.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay,
I can't remember how much it was, but it was when I was just on one, and I thought I need to complete my Robert Rodriguez collection.
I was going to say you did it for your Robert Rodriguez collection.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've not seen the show.
They what is it? I'm still waiting on Neverending Story because that's the only Viavision imprint thing I've ever bought. So
when is that due?
I think November. I think end of November. I think it's coming.
Not long. Dutch Film Buff says Cusack is in it, the Grifters and Angelica Houston. It's a great film.
Yeah, I want to check it out. The cover art has always fascinated me. I've just never seen it.
Apparently, there's going to be a Criterion flash sale on Tuesday.
Stop it, Frank. My wallet can't handle that right now. Dang it.
Yeah, Eliza Gonzalez is her
name. Gonzalez. Oh my god, she is so beautiful.
The show, apparently, the Still Dawn show, is pretty good.
I mean, it made it 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So I assume at least the first season's pretty good.
I will check it out. Well, obviously, because I ordered it, or I could put it on the shelf and in the collection. But anyway, well, I've kept you a while now, so I'm going to be wrapping this up. And I'd like to thank you for joining me, Brian.
Oh, absolutely.
Is there anything you'd like to get out there or ask or mention before I cut you off?
None that I can think of. I do have, I told you off air, my American Pie 4K comes in tomorrow. So I will be doing a video of that this week as soon as I can.
Nice.
That's really the only thing. I have a couple videos coming out that I plan to film this week, but just getting back from the trip, I'm like, what do I need to do? I'm still I don't want to go on a whole other week without putting out content because that'll hurt the algorithm.
Do another horror.
Oh God, I'm done with horror for my channel. Horror does not do well on my channel. Every time I do horror, bombs. Except when I did my horror collection, that was okay. But
yeah,
every time I do that, it's like no, I don't think my fan base really cares that much for that. And I've got a few comments kind of saying how I feel. I was kind of doing the whole horror thing to because it's seasonal, and it's like okay, I'll do it. And then some people in my thing are like, everybody's doing horror. I come to yours to get away from that. I'm like, you're right. I'm gonna stop.
yeah.
So there might be one or two slight. You know what video I've still not put out, and we talked about it on our last stream.
I know.
I still haven't put that out. I got to do that this week. I'm gonna do that this week.
Yes, I've been waiting.
I have not put that out. I think because the horror thing, when it started not doing well, kind of scared me off of it for a little bit. But
yeah,
it's a thriller, so I'll get away with that. It's a thriller. But yeah, man, I had fun. I really enjoyed this.
Good. Right then, I will say goodbye to everyone. Jeremy, thank you for joining. John Robinson, see you soon. Slipknot fan, thank you for staying with us. And Jeremy, again, you're welcome. And until next time, catch you all later.
Later, guys.
Oh, I pressed the wrong thing, didn't I?
There you go.